So, the title kinda maybe says it all. This is a throwaway account because literally anyone in my life reading this will be able to recognize me immediately. So, I'm a university student and been going out with my GF, Leah, fake name, for a few months. I live off campus with 2 roommates while she lives in the dorms with 5 bazillion other people. So obviously she spends a lot of time at my place. Now to be clear, I'm not really a prank guy, and I don't really see the point of investing time and effort into making my loved ones uncomfortable. However, I am a sarcastic person and I don't hate practical jokes. I just think they should generally be good-natured and shouldn't cause damage or too much distress. I am, however, as stated, pretty sarcastic. This morning we were getting up after a late night, and I rolled out of bed, told my GF I was going to take a dump and left the room. When I got to the restroom it was occupied, so I went to the shower room. Those are separate rooms here. Brushed my teeth, got a drink in the kitchen, and got back. My GF asked, "Did you have a good poop?" And I went, "Bathroom was occupied." And she, still groggy, asked, "So you didn't poop?" To which I sarcastically replied, "I just went in the sink." And rolled over. Now, usually my GF is very good at picking up on when I am being sarcastic, but apparently this particular instance was an exception, because 15 minutes later she shakes me awake and goes, "Wait, did you really poop in the sink?" As I said, I don't usually prank people, but it was right there. And apparently I'm an idiot, so instead of telling her that no, obviously I didn't poop in the sink, I go, "Oh, you totally did." She looks horrified, obviously. She asks, "Wait, but where does the poop go?" And now I am committed to this. So I explain how obviously you just turn on the faucet and let it wash away. She, again horrified, asks, "But what if it's too solid?" So me, now 100% committed to this gag, explain that you just wait for the person to finish on the toilet, pick up the turd, throw it in the bowl and flush, duh. Leah is now in shock but totally awake. She looks at me in horror and goes, "Why would you even think to do this?" So, for context, I come from a pretty poor family, and when I was little we shared an apartment with my grandparents, my uncle and my great-grandma, all with one bathroom. Leah knows this. I, God knows why, decide to commit even harder, so I explain, "You see, my family was big and we only had one bathroom, so this is just a totally normal thing we did, pooping in the sink. Hell, this is just normal, socially acceptable behavior where I grew up. Everyone did it there." Leah seems kinda skeptical at this point, but we need to start going about our day, so we say goodbye for now. That evening a friend comes over. His long-term GF grew up in the same neighborhood as me. I think very little about this prank all day, but when my friend comes over Leah goes, "Wait, your GF grew up in the same place as Opie. Did she ever poop in the sink?" I am now dying on the inside, but also in my mind. This is absolute gold. I am flat out sitcom mouthing at my friends play along, which Leah somehow doesn't get, and my friend, who's a total bro, goes, "Oh yeah, totally. It's so gross. Had to talk to her about not doing it in our apartment." She asks more questions, and we keep coming up with wilder and wilder shit about it. Sometimes the sink gets clogged. Sometimes the toilet and shower are in the same room, so you just fill a large cooking pot with water and poop in that. At some point I become completely convinced that she is onto us and just wants to see how wild it gets, because I just told her I used 2 poop and cooking pots and as she didn't break up with me yet. So now the day is over, and we're laying in bed, and she nudges me and goes, in the cutest voice ever, "OP, while we're together, could you please not poop in the sink anymore?" What do I do? I have now spent the entire day convincing her of this utter madness. What the hell do I do now? Do I just not talk about it anymore? Do I tell her and hope she doesn't decide to break up with me on the spot? And AITAH update. Yes, you get the update along with the post because the situation is actually resolved. See, this actually happened 13 years ago. I'm 38, and Leah, my wife, is 35. We've been married over a decade and have a family together. That night after she asked me about it, I came clean, pun intended. I told her it was a prank because she didn't catch my sarcasm at that point, and I just committed hard after that. She asked me if I planned it with my friend, and I said no. He was just being a bro. Now, I'm not saying that night I knew she was my person, but I'm not saying that. See, at certain points I thought she caught on and was just playing along to see how unhinged I would get with my BS. But no. This saint of a woman thought for a full day that I was some sort of madman pooping in sinks and cookware, and thought I'm sticking by this man. I can fix him. He is worth it. Bless her. I hope I actually am. Nonetheless, all our friends and family are now familiar with this story, which we both love telling, and now this sub is too. She's not on Reddit, but she loves Reddit stories and TikToks, THT and the Smosh Reddit story one, and gets super excited whenever a new episode drops, so I thought I'd share our story with y'all. Maybe ITAH for writing all this up for attention, so there's that. Please be gentle with your calls for her to leave me. I promise I'm a pretty good husband and a pretty good dad usually, and don't pull this crap on the regular. Thank you for reading.